Hi everybody, I am out today. So this is your lesson for Tuesday, February 9th. And there is a substitute today, so you will not be live, which is why I wanted to walk you through this assignment. So if you go to classwork, scroll down to our unit, and we are going to work on perspective taking part 2, okay? This is a longer assignment that you will have to stop and think about. But we have gone over it in class. But I do, you guys, want you to really stop, think before you answer these questions. Don't just make something up, you know what I'm saying? So before we start, I want to do a little review. And let me move this box right here. Okay. So, okay, how to take someone's perspective. So number 1, in the number 1 box, think. Close your eyes and think about this situation. Number 2, remember. Remember the past. Has anything like this ever happened to you before? How did it make you feel? Number 3, why? Now pretend you are the other person. Why do you think they are acting the way they are? And then the last one, number 4, act. Think about how you could act and decide which action would be the best. So what you're going to do is read 3 different scenarios and use these steps that I just went over to help you answer the questions that go with them, okay? So now I'm going to open the document and it will make a copy for everyone. Please make sure that you put your name on it before you turn it in. So, perspective detectives, you are going to be reading each scenario given and then answer the following questions, okay? So here's number 1. Aiden felt bad for giving the new kid, Mateo, a hard time about missing that penalty shot. But that kid obviously wasn't good enough to play on their team. This was Aiden's one shot at getting a scholarship, and he needed a team that could support his dreams. Soccer is not just some game. It is the key to the future. All right, so this is Aiden's point of view. This is what Aiden is thinking. So close your eyes and think about this situation. How does Aiden feel about the situation? And now here it says, describe what is going on. So for part A, close your eyes and think about the situation and describe what's going on here. In your own words, rewrite this scenario for part A. And now you guys remember, you can pause this video if you need more time to do stuff. You can rewind it if you need to go back. I would suggest pausing it after each question so that you have time to go in and do your work and answer the question instead of just watching it all the way through. All right, for B, remember, has anything like this happened to you before? So remember for your own self, how did this make you feel? So think about a situation where you got mad at somebody for not being as good as you wanted them to be. All right, how did that make you feel? See why. Pretend you are the other person. All right, so now think about Mateo. What do you think that why do you think that he or she is acting that way? All right, so Mateo missed a penalty shot. Now what I want you to think about is why Aiden would act mean towards him, okay? He gave him a hard time. That means he was kind of a bully to him about missing the penalty shot. Why was Aiden doing that? Think about why Aiden may be thinking like this. Okay, and then D, Think about how you could act. What would be the best way to respond? Okay, so if you're Aiden, what do you do from here? Number 2. Why were girls so confusing? 1 minute, Dahlia is giving him these long hugs and flirting with him, but the next, she kept saying that he was like her brother. Ugh, no guy likes hearing that. He finally got the courage to ask her to be his girlfriend, and she said no. After that, he knew they couldn't stay friends. All right, so there's this guy, and he has feelings for Dahlia. All right. A, think. Close your eyes and think about this situation. So in your own words, describe what's going on here. B, remember. Has anything like this ever happened to you before? And how did it make you feel? And you guys, when you're thinking about this, it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. It can be a friendship relationship too. Maybe somebody said they did not want to be your friend. That can happen. Same type of situation. C, why? Pretend you are the other person. Why do you think he or she is acting that way? All right, so pretend that you are Dahlia. Why do you think that she's flirting and all over this boy 1 second, and then telling him that he's like her brother the next second, and she won't date him? Put yourself in her shoes. And then D, act. Think about how you could act. What would be the best way to respond? So if you were this guy, how would you respond to Delia? And not how you would want to respond. What is the best way to respond to the situation? Number 3, this is the last one for today. Mateo wasn't really great at sports, but he loved playing soccer. His family would play together for fun, so Mateo thought it would be fun to join a team and make friends. Some of the guys were cool, but Aiden was so intense. He made Mateo feel terrible for missing a penalty shot. Weren't sports supposed to be fun? All right, so this is kind of the opposite point of view from number 1. So, A, think. Close your eyes and think about the situation. Describe what is going on in the situation. In your own words, what's happening here? From Mateo's point of view now. B, remember. Has anything like this ever happened to you before? How did it make you feel? So maybe you are just doing something for fun, but somebody else is being very serious and kind of rude about it. So how did that make you feel? C, why? Pretend you are the other person. Why do you think that he or she is acting this way? So pretend that you're Mateo, and think about Aiden. Why do you think Aiden is acting this way towards you? And then D, act. Think about how you could act. What would be the best way to respond? Okay? So those are your 3 scenarios, and I'm going to hold up this chart for you. I'm going to make my screen a little bigger here. There we go. So this is what you need to remember. How to take someone's perspective. 1, think. 2, remember. 3, why. And 4, act.